Right. No tunes. That's a pity. I thought I was going to be clever with Spotify. And good morning, Rob. Right. I usually have my green mat. Where's my green mat? Hang on. The whole reason why I had Matt put my custom background being a gorgeous green mat is because I love painting with my green mat. And then I've got my handy painting towel. So when you see me wiping paint on my trousers, it's not me wiping paint on my trousers, it's me wiping paint on my handy painting towel. Right, let's get this sorted out. So I ran into a chap called Christopher at Dark Sphere last week, who was having problems. He's using the Army Painted Gold, and he was finding it was taking a lot of layers to get really good even coverage on his models, and wanted some advice. So we had a big painty chat, which was great, and I had a couple of suggestions, which was firstly to put a nice Mornfang brown base coat underneath. Camera hates me. Okay. Before the gold, or just to try the Vallejo Liquid Gold. And this is the liquid gold I got that I painted my Riva Titan with. So it's quite old. You can hear the paint. There's not a lot left. And what I was using, so if you use water to thin these down, the paint effect is not great. It just flows wrong and clogs up and ends up being really sticky and flaky and a pain in the ass. What I found was isopropyl alcohol, which I bought in a big tin from Maplin, and I just decant into these little dropper bottles when I want to use it. Nice and handy. That works really well, and we just use the isopropyl alcohol to thin it off with instead of the water. But Dark Sphere doesn't sell isopropyl alcohol, and I was wondering, well, wonder if Airbrush Thinner would do the same trick. So, and that's easy, it comes in the different size bottles, and that's Airbrush Thinner, not the paint thinner. And this is the old bottle. The new bottle, this label is like a lightish yellow brown. I find it too difficult to tell the difference between the cleaner and the thinner now, so I always decant my thinner back into this bottle. So what I did is grabbed the Auric truck that we from the build and paint kit that we undercoated for my odor-free spray paint video, and I figure we'll just try some of these things out and see how we go. We'll have a bit of card here. All this stuff from Salute up. Consistent Eden flyer, that'll do. Palette. Sorry, it's a barn. I've got my Citadel brush. Now again, the liquid gold paints are a bit precious. I don't like them touching my expensive brushes, so I tend to use sort of these cheaper Citadel brushes, or like brushes that I've bought to try out and I'm not really emotionally attached to, like these ones here. These are just a bit too long. When I'm upstairs painting in my desk, they hit the overhead lamp too much and smack myself in the face, and I just don't like it very much. The covers aren't very big either, so it's too hard to put them back on, and I like storing my brushes tip down so they drain, and there's two ends to this, and I don't know. Probably okay for some people, not for me. So I've got this beautiful base painting brush. So let me just give this a go. Give it a good shake. To show you what I mean, actually, maybe we'll do a control first. So I haven't got the Army Painted Gold that was his name? That's really bad. Like literally, sorry, I'm really ADD today. ADHD. Unbelievably ADHD. Where is your name? It's this video. It's also a video I've been promising for a little while. It was Christopher, who is Blurred Pixel on Twitter, which is good. And I've got 12 messages on Twitter, but I'm streaming so I can't watch them. No. Okay. So let's have a look. I've given that a really good shake. Oh, new pot. No, I haven't. I really haven't given that a really good shake. Let's this is where the music could be good. We could just all sing along. But not gonna happen. That's a bit better. Alright, more shake. I suppose this is where having Reb here is good, because I just throw him paint and he shakes it up for me. Okay, here, Reb. The paint. Take the paint. Okay, that's a better consistency. So it wasn't. So the first time I opened it, there was a lot of clear goop on the top. And it's now. Oh wow, that's a whole big chunk of dried paint there. Just put you down there. New pot to GW, new pot. Right, we're not wiping out my trousers. Remember, I have a towel, Mum. Right, so when you see I open this, and paint's sort of quite a smooth consistency as it dribbles down off the lid. Instead of chunky. The first time I opened it, it was sort of like a clear film on the top. Let's give this a look. That's not too bad right off the bat. But yeah, rule number one, shake your paints. That's better. Alright. So, I'm popping them down there. And this one, because it's alcohol based, don't leave it open. Let's have a look at how dead that is. These childproof tops are not great with people with bad hands too. There we go. Another thing I need Reb around for, opening my jars. Alright. Yeah, so that's okay. Oh, a massive amount of dried stuff up here in the top. But a beautiful gold. It's just so... It feels so luxurious even when you're painting it on. I like this is the old gold. Yeah. Rich gold? Old gold. Which I can see through the paint splotches, but you probably can't. $7.92. It's beautiful. I really love how rich it does turn out. So let's grab our brush. Grab some of this layer paint. Which is not brilliant. This is almost thin enough you could put it on straight. Just also making sure you're not getting my head in shot. Okay, and now we start with this panel here. It's just not covering. Now I've deliberately not gone for the UV brilliant golds that have come out since the AOS release, whose name I have temporarily forgotten. The one with the white lid, absolutely sexy gold, because I wanted to recreate this problem that Christopher was having. So you can see I've got a coating on there. It's not thick, and even straight out of the pot. Don't do this at home, kiddies. And this is how you get streaks and lumps and bumps in your paintwork. It's just not brilliant. So Chris was saying it was taking him several coats to get a good gold down. Now he's painting over black probably. I paint over white because of my vision problem, but I painted this white, so that's why it's white. But yeah, my first trick with doing this is to use a nice rich brown. I'm using Mornfang here. Another little area we can paint. Let's do this. And thinner paints. Then your paints. Alright, let's do the consistency. Although this is milk, I'm lactose intolerant. I have no idea what that means. But basically, on a base coat, you want it to be like melted ice cream. And for a layer, you want it to be sort of thinner than that. You'll kind of just play. The more you paint, the more you get used to it. There's no set one part this, two parts that. Depends really much on the paint. Another tip is after you've used your brush to completely saturate the bristles mixing the paint, you just dab it off on a cloth. Before that, I'm wondering if you can see that even when I'm mixing the paint, I'm not putting the paint all the way up to the end of the bristles. Just saves your brush and keeps it dry. Alright, I just dabbed off the rest of that. This is just a microfiber cloth. I like using microfiber cloths because they don't put fuzzy stuffs all over your painting. The other thing is I am really short-sighted, so I need to paint all the way up here, which is probably not a bad thing for the camera if I do it on the camera. Right. Wow, I tell you what, I'm less impressed with this undercoat now compared to the Corax white. I'm just trying to get into all of these little bit holes, rivet holes. So we're going to definitely need a couple of coats of that brown as well, just over this white. Now let that dry, and I'll show you how awesome the Vallejo is. Straight off the bat. Okay, so Rob said that he's missed it. What are you painting up? Is it a land speeder? This is the truck from the Auric build and paint set that I undercoated in my stream last month. So if you have a look, it's just one of the sprues. I did a spray paint test of a odor-free indoor spray paint. You see there's sort of little feets and backs and stuff here as well. That was the closest undercoated thing I had to sort of throw paint on. Usually I just use the box where the overspray is to do little paint tests on. But it's not as dramatic as painting up bits and pieces of this. And it's an Auric thing, so it can be weird golds, I figure. Okay, so we got our liquid gold. And again, as I said, put the bloody top on, otherwise you'll lose all your paint to the air. And you see those particles probably not dancing around a lot. So let's try maybe this bit over here with this liquid gold. You can see straight away that the coverage is absolutely amazing. It dries almost instantly. It's such a smooth colour. And I'm ruining it by going over and over and over the same bit. It's drying so fast here. Might have to thin it down a little. But it's just absolutely amazing one coat coverage. So you see the difference. Oh, maybe you can't with that light. I'll tell you what, I'll take a picture on the Twitter, put that up. Yeah, walk you with the guy in the back. Where's my phone? Oh, under here. So, okay. Cool. Yeah, that'd be good. Rob, who is commenting and on this video right now, and I need to put this back over here, sorry, is GMing a game of Deathwatch RPG for us at the moment, and I found out a couple of weeks ago that the next session we'll be playing will be while I'm actually at Warhammer World for Warhammer Fest. No, not at Warhammer World, sorry. I'll be at Coventry Arena for Warhammer Fest. Which will be so awesome. Let me just get the 2 coats of this on here really fast. Now you notice I did one vertically and the other horizontally. Just super quick. This needs another shake. The only problem with this is you do have to constantly shake it up because the pigments fall down really, really quickly. So yeah, if you're interested in watching me and a bunch of mates tool around the galaxy being Space Marines, I'll pop a link up at some point, definitely on Twitter. Come and watch us Deathwatch RPG. We're going to set up a Patreon page so people who donate to our costs can have like a seat at the table and listen to the live broadcasts. And sorry, doing the painting in my lab thing again. It should be quite interesting. Alright, so Vallejo Liquid Gold. Really gold. 2 coats. These are the golds, not so gold. And I've made an enormous mess with this and I don't even know, I've got paint all over. This is why I have painting rags in my lap. And just clean off the brush, I wipe off as much as I can and then hit it with the isopropyl alcohol. So that's alright, that this paint here doesn't need too much thinning. When it starts getting too thick, I just add a couple of drops of the isopropyl alcohol into it. You can sort of see with that how, I mean, it says not being able to open a lid meant that I've got this bloody gold paint king everywhere. Everywhere. I gotta work tomorrow. Yay. The good news is this coffee table that all of this paint is on, it cost us I think £5.20 from IKEA. So I'm not likely to get divorced tomorrow when husband sees what the hell I've done to it. Okay, and then just really quickly another 2 quick coats on this just to get it nice and smooth, which you can't see because I'm doing the painting in my lap thing. Okay, just going through and knocking off any bumps. There you go, done. Okay, so now instead of rinsing this off in water, which I said not to do because it goes goopy, I'm going to just hit it with a few drops of the isopropyl alcohol. And once that's all in it, then I'm going to rinse it with the water. And that should sort it out mostly. Yeah, that's completely cleaned off now. There. I should try that with the thinner next. Alright, let's put another coat of this brown. Tell you what, let me put my palette over here. See if that makes me paint over here. And it's so dry in the house. This paint is drying quite quickly today. Let's get this on. I probably should have a slightly bigger brush for this, but yeah, whatever. Okay, and then we want another layer of this gold, which I'm just going to paint straight on. Very, very ineffectively. It's just up into the Retributor gold. That's the gold in the funny thing I was forgetting earlier. Retributor gold is amazing. It won 2 coats really nicely. Gold was a ball ache before that. So watching all the painters lose their minds on Twitter over it was pretty funny. Mind you, I did the same thing when I discovered Vallejo Liquid Gold. So, yeah, cheating. Not cheating. Right, so let's see if we can't try thinning some of this Vallejo with the paint thinner. So on one hand you need quite a lot of paint. I'm just grabbing some of this older scabbier stuff at the top as well as some of the newer stuff as well. Oh, I love this colour so much. So I got this because I was painting a Nurgle Chaos Titan, and it has a slight greenish kind of a tinge to it, which I thought would work with a Nurgly thing. Let's add a little bit of paint thinner. Wow! Overflow. Major overflow. Well, the good news is it works really well. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to have to soak up some of that mess, but it's part of that. I'm wondering if you can see. The paint thinner is almost suspending the particles. It's kind of dancing around. Might be able to get a better video on my iPhone. But it's not separating at all, which it does when you add water to it. So let's see how that paints in. Ooh, that's very nice. Yeah, it's still clumping up a little bit. It is still definitely clumping up a little bit. So, long answer short, no. Stick with the isopropyl alcohol. Although it may be this horrible undercoat as well. It wasn't brilliant with the first coat of the brown either. And I've just done the thing that I said not to do, which is clean the brush straight in water, because I got distracted. Alright. So normally I'd have this in a little Lisa cup, a little plastic sort of shot glasses. You get them at Tiger for £1. I might have one here. Went to Tiger yesterday. You can just dip your paintbrush in it. But again, I like to travel a lot with my paints, so if you can get a way of doing something that doesn't mean you have to bring another thing along with you in your bag. Hands are cool. Alright, so I'm shaking up this gold again just to get all of the gold particles in through, smooth it all out. And I'm going to paint over, so we've got 2 layers of brown and 2 layers of gold. I'm going to paint probably just straight on with this gold from now on, so thin. So people say thin when they mean saturated, but they mean thin when they mean viscosity as well. The viscosity on this is a little bit too thick than I'd like, so I'm just adding a tiny bit of water. But the saturation of the paint, you know, how much gold is in it, is pretty bad. So which is why it's taking a little while. So that's the third coat of the gold. And you can get a little bit more here, I think. And get it that way. And just putting it over that brown gives you a much sort of golden gold. That makes sense. Pretty much straight away. It's really hard to pick up on this camera. So you can see straight away 3 coats of just gold, and then but the 2 coats of brown and then gold. It's looking much better straight away. Let me take a photo for Twitter. You see my horrible brush lines. And then paint. When that's dry, normally I'll have a hairdryer that I will plug in and quickly dry things. But I'm not sure about the noise with the microphone and everything here, whether that's such a great idea. After all, one of the tricks actually I picked up at the Heavy Metal Masterclass up in Warhammer World was, instead of using this mid-tone brown, Mornfang brown, they use the brass color, the tin, what's it called? It used to be called tin bits, whatever tin bits is called now. They use that, and that starts off as a true metallic color to begin with. So you build the gold on top of that, and by leaving that in all the recesses, you sort of do get a natural shading in it, which is sort of what I've done with this that you can't see because my camera's crap. Well, actually no, my camera's not. I've had to whack down the resolution to 800 by 480, I think, just to get this bit rate to stream properly. So yes, my camera is amazing, but no, you can't see it. Oh, I have no patience. Do you reckon that's right? Yeah, okay. Let's do layer 4. Layer 4. Wow, this paint. Remember now why I hated gold. Alright. So, and again, I paint on the stream, paint on the stream. That's where I need Reb to point at the camera. Talk at the camera, paint on that camera. Talk at that camera, paint on that camera. That camera. And 4. Make Actually, I'm pretty happy with that. Well, that's great. Still streaky as. I've lost a lot of my patience, blendy, brushy skills since I got an airbrush, I must admit. But on a tabletop, that gold there with the brown, I would be happy with that. I'd stop there. This, no. No. Not great. And then the Vallejo over here, you've got the 2 coats of liquid gold there. Actually, it's probably more like 3 with the amount of times I did go back to it a 3rd time, didn't it? The 3 coats there, and that was 1 coat with using the thinner as thinner, and it was not great. Not great. So no, don't use Vallejo airbrush thinner with your Vallejo liquid gold. And definitely paint stuff brown before you paint it gold. So that's what I wanted to play with and show you and figure out. Is there any questions that anybody might have that I can be answering? Just checking my little Inception window down here, my pad iPhone. Talk to the yeah, okay. Does anyone have any questions? She said we're looking at her iPhone for the questions. We need a better, because if I put this over there, it's too far away, I can't see it. Like I can read it there, unless I pick it up and sort of go, oh, I can't see. How about that? Is that better? No questions. Awesome. Put questions or comments below, and I will answer them using the medium of text or another video if I think that it warrants a revisit. Absolutely. So yeah. Oh, the whole undercoat from black thing. From personal experience, the only thing that's going to change is that you only need 1 coat of the brown, not 2. So it's going to be even quicker. But I wanted to do this on hard mode. Actually, no, I'm lazy and this was already white, basically. So yeah, have a great evening, morning, everybody, and I will see you the next time I have a burning question I need answered, or I just want to have a bit of a paint, talk at a camera.